Hi viewers all around the world, welcome to another interesting episode of NCCF Talks, a moment to see your time. I'm your host, Ogiemwonyi, Osafamwen, Juliet. In a world overwhelmed with distractions and big routine, how do we believers navigate through? How do we stay grounded and live purposefully? To answer this question, we'll quickly go on a short break, and when we come back, our guest will be already seated, and then we'll dive into the topic today. Do not touch that dial. Remain faithful to NCCF. We love you, and there is nothing, absolutely nothing that you can provide. Thank you. Hi, welcome back to the show. Our guest is already here, and I will have him introduce himself.
Thank you so much for having me on your show or the podcast. My name is Ibrahim from Osafamwen. I'm a pastor, a senior pastor of Blossom Life Church. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for honoring our invitation. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
For those that don't really know Pastor Ibrahim, guess what? He's one of the pioneers of NCCF in Warri zone. Please, can you tell us briefly about NCCF, what it means, and how it came about, how it came to Warri, and what prompted you to say, NCCF must be in Warri?
Thank you so much for trying to take me back to the memory lane. If I can remember briefly, I think Delta State was created in 1991, about 34 years ago. And then NCCF, I can't remember the exact date, but I know very consciously aware that we started having a formal NCCF meetings in 1994. That should be like about 31 or 32 years ago. And then I was privileged to be the founding patron with another pastor, Pastor Chuno. And I still remember very well too that the first family house, which is not the current one anyway, is very close to the present one. Myself, Pastor Chuno, arranged that place should be paid for. I mean, so that's I think that's okay. I know I can specifically say 1994-95. That's when we moved to the first family house, and then since then we'll be having fellowships and then having people all around us in NCCF. Yeah.
Okay, sir, please, for the sake of our viewers, can you briefly tell us the meaning of NCCF?
Wow. NCCF, the Nigeria Christian Fellowship, Nigeria Corpus Christian Fellowship, Nigeria Christian Corpus Fellowship. Yeah.
So, for those of you that don't know the meaning of NCCF, it is Nigeria Christian Corpus Fellowship. So, having known the meaning of NCCF now, we will dive into the topic of today, which is living purposefully in this 21st century. So, our guest will be answering some questions, and the first question for today is, sir, please, could you enlighten us on what living purposefully means?
Living purposefully is not only for 21st century. It has to be a way of life. And if anyone wants to be anything in life, you just have to be purposeful. You just have to live purposefully. I will say that to live purposefully is a desire to be focused, to have a goal and a focus and then get yourself going to achieving that goal and focus in life. You should have a goal in mind, and then you now deploy everything in you, your resources, your time, your endowments, and everything to achieve that goal. That is what I call a purposeful living. You have a goal, and then you set your mind at achieving that goal at all cost. That is how to get there.
Thank you very much, sir. Like you heard from our guest, he said living purposefully is not just a seasonal thing, it's a way of life.
Yeah.
So try as much as possible to make it your way of life. It's not just a seasonal thing. So we'll move on to the next question. Was there a defining moment in your life that led you to discover purpose?
2010, I was privileged to be invited for a training somewhere outside Nigeria, and the purpose was to assist the participants to know how to define purposes and to identify what they are created for. I think it was in that meeting that I came up with a definite decision to go into the areas of my callings in life. And since then, I've been enjoying myself.
Wow, that's great. That's amazing. Yeah. Okay, the next question is, what role has your background or upbringing played in shaping your sense of purpose?
All right, when I was far younger than this, I always get involved with Christian activities. And then before you know it, I will now have many people under my, whatever arrangement to be their leaders. Right from the school days, I was the president of the fellowship, and thereafter all the fellowships, scripture union, even at the church level. Anywhere I see myself is instantly almost being made the leader, the president or pastor. So that's enough. Many people, when they see me, they say, look, you are a pastor, you better go to your pastoral line. But the attraction was there. I was working in an oil environment, and there was a lot of money. But thank God for that meeting that really assisted me to discover that, look, if you want to achieve purpose, initially it may not be too sweet, but stick to your purpose in life and you enjoy it. So I think that really assisted me. And then, so the upbringing I had with church activities, fellowship and leadership roles assisted my decision in knowing where exactly I should be in life. Yeah.
So the associations, the people you move with,
yeah. That is
and
correct.
Also, it is good not to look at the small side of life. When you are starting something, when you are starting to pursue purpose, a lot of people feel discouraged. They feel that, am I really heading towards the right direction, because there are a lot of challenges. But Pastor Ibrahim is saying that despite the beginning is small, do not despise it. Because you're walking in the right place, despite the beginning is small, do not despise it. You are going to start small, doesn't mean you're going to end small.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much for that. Our next question is, what steps can a person take to discover their true purpose? Steps?
Well, I will first recommend knowledge. You need to seek for knowledge. And then probably you must have people around you that must have achieved what you are looking for in life. I'm talking in terms of mentorship. Go for knowledge and then agree to be mentored. Or you do what is called apprenticeship. Yeah, you stay under a leader who will probably bring you up in line along the pathway of your goal and purpose in life. And then you will now couple that with strong determination. You know, you need to determine you, and then with a lot of self-discipline. You know, you bring determination, self-discipline, and then we call, and then devotion. Yeah, I recommend, because without not only determination, but strong determination, because there are occasions when you will have events of life and things around you discouraging you, or people, friends, or probably you may have a lot of temptations. Of course, as a young man, you know, as a young man, who probably immediately after the NYSC, you have a lot, and you want to achieve all this lot within a short time. But in most cases, you can't. You can't. So you have to be very determined, and then bring discipline. Discipline yourself, and then devote all your energy to that goal. And then, like you said, initially the beginning may be small, but if you concentrate all your efforts, you will get results after a short time. So I recommend, well, you learn either through apprenticeship or under a mentor, and then you give in, you work on yourself through strong determination, and then discipline yourself. You know, discipline involves putting yourself under some strong training, maybe to curb your desires, the way you spend, maybe your resources, money, and probably time, and the type of friends you make. So that is, you have to, you know, and then you devote everything that you have at that particular time, especially at the beginning, in order to get your results. You know, I know probably, well, let me use the NYSC now, because I'm on the platform of the NYSC. Now, you receive a very buoyant alawi now, very buoyant. But someone that is purposeful, we have to, right from now, keep a part of the allowance for the purpose, for the goal that you have in mind. Because if you think that the alawi is too small and you blow everything, I'm sure you will soon discover that you may not have something too big even after the NYSC. And then before you know it, purpose will be grounded. So that's why I talk of discipline and then devotion, whatever is your goal.
So to discover purpose, you must be disciplined, determined, and devoted. Yes, can you hear that? Be disciplined, determined, and be devoted. Make good use of the 3 Ds if you want to discover purpose. And if you want to live purposefully, it's not just to discover purpose. It's one thing to discover, it's another thing to work towards it. Okay, we'll move to the next question, which is, can purpose change with time? And if yes, how can one adapt to that change?
I will not give a straight jacket answer, but I know purpose can develop, you know, to something bigger than the original one. You know, because as one is growing, you know, you are growing in terms of experience, age, and relevance in life along the line of your purpose. You will now discover some other things will start coming in. They will start coming in. It's not the purpose that has actually changed, but it's a response to changes in one's life, in age, and in the environment. So purpose may keep on developing into some other areas of life. To me, I wouldn't see that as a change in purpose. Or it's just, to me, is the purpose is taking new forms and then maybe changing colors or rising into different areas of life. So probably you started with, assuming you are in business, you started with something small, maybe I say furniture, but later you added some other things to furniture, and then you now discover that what you have added may take you out of your immediate environment, and then you embark on the journey. So it's not the purpose that has changed, it is maybe the forms that is rising up as a way of progress in your purpose and discovering your purpose. So that's where I will answer the question. Purpose, yeah, is not really changing, but probably wearing some other colors and then getting some other results in life.
I hear that purpose does not really change. It has other colors, and that's what makes you to get other results in life. Purpose does not change. Okay, we'll move further to the next question, which is, what do you think makes finding or living out one's purpose more challenging in this 21st?
Take it again.
What do you think makes finding or living out one's purpose more challenging in this 21st century?
Distractions, and the wrong company. You see, when you are having wrong companies, or probably when you are living with people without purpose, and you want to strive and achieving your purpose, those people around you, they will keep bringing you down. And then there are other things that are really seeking for your attention. You just have to keep them aside. So wrong company, distractions, and then especially at a certain time in one's age in life, you know, you are not careful, you will talk of marriage, talk of money, making money, talk of maybe adding more to your academics and whatever. You will talk of maybe traveling outside. So you will jam yourself with so many things at the same time. But a person with purpose, out of all these options, which one will really help my purpose in life? You go for it. And then you discover that within a short time, you will come out better. I don't want to make references to some people or examples of people I know. You know, like I said, I was privileged to have been getting in contact with different sets of corpers. I mean, different years, you know. And there are people that probably during the service here, they will want me to cancel them along the line of their purpose. But at the same time, they have some other things to do. Well, from experience, I will just tilt towards the goal of their purpose. But, you know, I give a particular one. I hope the person may not be offended if coming across this broadcast. Well, the person came to me. He has been given a scholarship to study a particular program in the UK, and at the same time decided to marry. I said, my dear, to me, I will rather advise you pursue this. And the person is actually very brilliant. You know, when you have a very good result, a very good, outstanding result, I know the person I'm talking about has a first class. And then, you know, while in the service, the job was there because the company wanted the person to pursue and they retained the job. And it's at the same time, the master's project, and then with scholarship. But along the line too, marriage. And he came to me, I said, please, if I were you, I would rather go straight for this master's program. Because number one is on scholarship. Number two, you see, the requirement, as at that time, getting visa was far, far easy than what we have now. And then some other things. But as a young man, the option was more for marriage. And then, well, And you know, after marriage, the visa requirement will change.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, immediately after marriage, baby started coming in. So the visa requirement will be for you, the wife, the children, and then the money, the financial implication will keep rising. So I guess this is where my dear brother has been trapped up till now. So to me, you see, you need to just understand your purpose and go for it. Well, marriage will eventually come. And some other things will come. But try to understand the timing for each of these distractions. And then go for the purpose, and then now discover that if you're able to balance and put things in their proper position, you will be able to succeed in life. You'll be able to succeed. So of course, if anybody is stranded now in between purposes, so go for the one that you think this is the option of what my life, I mean, all other things will follow. And if you have issue with getting the right thing, go for counsel. I mean, the right person, because it's not every counseling too that is good and from the right person. Choose the right. Don't because there are some people, they know someone will counsel them in the direction of their wish, and then they go to such person. No. Go to where you know the person to talk to you is along the line of the purpose, because where you think you want to get to, somebody in life is already there. What you want to think you want to achieve, there is already an achiever. So you need to look for such people to talk to you on how to get to, and then get your purpose achieved.
That's interesting. So in order for you to be able to discover purpose, in order for us to be able to discover in this 21st century, we have one of such ways, it's by doing some scale of preference. You know what we call it in economics, scale of preference, arranging it in order of priority, knowing what to do at the right time, doing the right thing at the right time. Of course, it is good to get married. Of course, it is good to go to school. But knowing the right thing to do at the right time, that's why it's very important to get married. Thank you. So I will look at the next question, which is, can living purposefully be practical for young people still trying to figure life out?
Yeah, it's practicable. There is nothing we are saying here that is not practicable. It is, and it is. It is. But don't forget, I've mentioned these very key elements of fulfilling purpose: determination. You just have to determine. Because as a young adult, you have a lot of things around you, but determination, discipline, and then devotion will bail you out. So it's possible, it's practicable. It's a thing that is achievable in life. Yeah.
It is possible to live a purposeful life.
Yeah.
And it's
like you said too, you mentioned scale of preference.
yes,
Yeah. I mean, just have to. There are things in life that will eventually still come. But there are those that timing, by the time it comes, timing might be already late. And you can't get them back in life. So you just have to understand that at every level of your development. Take for instance, sometimes when you see people learning to drive at age 70, the people will just be making mockery of them. But this is just an example anyway. But there are things, and for instance, now let me say this: if you are, because this is Delta area, in Delta State, one major advantage we have is swimming. I don't know if you know how to swim.
I don't. I don't know.
You see, while in Delta State, for the first thing when I wanted to get the job is learning to swim. Swimming, and you have to be certificated. You must swim to the point of getting the certificate.
Wow.
Yeah. So now, we had the opportunities of being trained and all, but we have some people, they say, no, I don't like it, I don't want it, you know. But can you now imagine me at this age now, going to the swimming pool to learn how to swim? If I get there, the trainer will not even want to train me. He will say, you don't have the stamina. So there are times when, you know, certain things, certain must be achieved at that age, within that that period of time. So don't joke with that timing. Don't joke with such timing in your life, and don't allow some other things that will eventually come in life to take off your attention from those essential areas of your purpose in life.
So you mentioned that some companies, before you can actually apply, you have to learn how to swim.
Oh, of course.
Certified.
Oh, you must no, in this area you must. Okay, they will tell you of training. You might have to be safety courses. Now you have to have some safety courses. Level 1, level 2, level 3.
Wow.
Then swimming, and then swimming to the level of getting the certificate, and then probably driving. That's what you call safety driving. You have to know, and then to have a certificate on that. Because now in where I work, the first is safety. Is it safety driving? It's a driving course, and we were trained to drive, and then with a trainer, and then you have a certificate for that. Then you have different levels of safety courses: level 1, level 2, level 3. Now you have the opportunity now as a copper with your big alawi to just register for a training course. I mean safety course. Maybe you get level 1, level 2. By the time you get to some companies, they will ask, what are your experiences in safety? Oh, but I say, but I have level 1, I have level 2, I have level 3. That will make you to have additional qualifications. And then you now talk of swimming. So these are what I think are some of the advantages of being in Delta State, especially in an environment like this, that may not be easily available in probably if you are like in Osun State or probably Ondo State. But here in Delta, those things are everywhere. Almost when you get to some of the streets, you have all those. And there are companies in Lagos, they'll be asking for your experiences or how much you know about safety. So while you are here, safety is a very nice course to learn.
If I may ask, what was the duration of the swimming?
Oh, it depends on your trainer and how far you are willing to learn. Sometimes maximum maybe 1 month. For me, because I was the determined one, I will have my morning, afternoon, and during the weekends. So it's a short period.
It didn't last up to
No.
That's interesting. Those are fascinating. So I will come to the last question. Are there any books, mentors, or resources that have helped you on your journey?
Well, there are so many books available. The one is just this John Maxwell on there. You have the book on there. Oh, there is this popular one. Purpose.
Living life.
Living a purpose. What is it? But you know, I guess most of these books are off the shelf. What you have now are more of e-books. But Google any Google for anything on purpose, and then you get the books online. And then, but I'm sure whichever of the material you are using, you have to know something on determination, decision, and then discipline, and then devotion. You know, they'll be there, they'll be in all the books.
Having answered that of the books, can you please tell us what
Well, I have different mentors, but my spiritual mentor now is Reverend Daniel Akingbelure. He's presently in the United States. He'll be back tomorrow. And I have some other people, when I notice something good in you, like maybe the church building, I will go to someone who probably has something on ground, can learn from him. But the one that I call my spiritual mentor is Reverend Daniel Akingbelure. He's the general overseer of Total Gospel Bible Church in Lagos, Lekki, Lagos. So he's there. He's the person that I can call at any time, maybe in any situation, because your mentor should be such that you can access to him at any time, and they will call you, answer, pray with me, these are my challenges, and all my family members, my children, they know him very well, and they are relating with him. So, and he has been a very good man to us.
That's interesting to know. Okay, all right, viewers, we've come to the end of today's episode of NCCF Talk to Me. And today we talked about living purposefully. And don't forget to make good use of the 3 Ds, which is determination, decision, and devotion. Make good use of the 3 Ds. And don't forget your skill of cooking.
No, it has turned to 4 now. Discipline.
It has turned to 4.
Yeah.
Discipline, decision, determination, devotion.
Yeah.
The 4 D. Okay, we've come to the end of the show once again. And thank you very much, sir, for honoring our invitation. Thank you, sir. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to comment and react on all our social media platforms. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I love you, and there is nothing, absolutely nothing you can do about it. Do not forget to live purposefully, because life without purpose is nothing. So, in everything you do, try to live purposefully. I remain your host, Ogiemwonyi, Osafamwen, Juliet. Thank you.